Hello everyone, Basic Ollie here and welcome to another episode of This Week on iRacing. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, man, my life is just too good. I don't really deserve this kind of life. I need to put myself through some sort of punishment, really, to justify the kind of life that I am living right now. Well, IMSA has got the track for you. Welcome to COTA, because IMSA is here for this weekend, well, for this week, and there's a 24-hour here as well. So if you want to avoid being happy and having a good life, I suggest you try and do Sector 1 at COTA, because it is absolutely hell on earth with these sausage curbs, and you're going to see why very, very shortly in this video. But if you want to do this series, I'm still obliged to give you all the information that I can for the week. Now, let's try and break this series down for you this week. So we've got IMSA Open, IMSA Fixed, and we've got the Global Endurance Series, so a 24-hour race at this circuit. Track temperature, it's going to be around 40 degrees, 40 to 45 degrees. I believe the in-game time for when the race starts is about 12 p.m, so about midday. Okay, so it's going to be hot and it's going to be toasty. Lots of off-tracks and lots of death to avoid, not just from the other classes, of course, because it is multi-class, but death from the curbs as well. Choice of car, I don't know. It's a tough one for this week, that's for sure. Just pick whatever you're comfortable with, really, because it's all about just avoiding death in Sector 1. And actually not just not getting the off-tracks and get DQ'd. This track is renowned for having absolutely horrific off-tracks, as well as the horrific sausage curbs in Sector 1. There's kind of the theme. Can you see where I'm going with this one? Because it's not great. It's really not great. And this is why this track is one of the most feared and one of the most avoided tracks on this service, because it is just, yeah, you never go here and leave. Well, you'll leave empty-handed. Well, no, actually, no, you won't leave empty-handed. You'll leave with a lot less SR and a lot less IR. So, yeah, take that as a warning. And if you're doing a 24-hour this weekend, I just want to say fair play. Like, fair play. Because I don't think it's something I could do. I don't think it's something not even I could do. And I do many, many, many 24-hour races. But, yeah. So tips, avoid the death curbs. Avoid off-tracks if you can. And rain, there's no chance of rain. So, thankfully, it's going to stay dry. I don't know if this race really needed rain, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be chaotic enough. I don't expect participation for this one, boys and girls, to be particularly high. Whenever this race comes on a series calendar, the participation is always low. So you can give this a try this week, but I don't think you can get many, many races at all. I think you're going to have to wait till peak times to get any serious racing done. Next up on the list then, we have the GT3 Series. So we've got the GT Sprint, the GT Endurance, and the Fanatec GT3 Challenge. And we are heading to Algarve. Now, expect the track conditions in the Open and Fixed to be wet. The Fixed, not so much. The Fixed has a 41% chance of rain, so you might be okay. And the Open has a huge 88% chance of rain. So if you're going to go in the Open, then I'd definitely pick a car that is suited for the wet conditions. I'd probably do the same in Fixed as well, just to be safe, just to cover yourself. But yeah, I'm expecting it to be a wet week for the GT3s this week. Interestingly enough, though, the GT Endurance Series, so the 3-hour at the weekend, has 0% chance of rain. So you're not going to see any rain in the 3-hour, but you're going to see plenty of it in the Sprint and the GT3 Fixed. So yeah, it's going to be tricky. If you're going to practice in the dry, if you want to practice in the dry, do the practice sessions in the GT Endurance, or, you know, do some GT3 Fixed. You might get some dry running in there, but even then, the track might be a little bit damp at the start, or it might rain halfway through. You never really know. You never really know this one. Track temp is going to be low due to the rain. And in the Endurance Series as well, the race starts about 6:45, I believe. Same with the Sprint and the Fixed. So track temp is not really going to be an issue, which is nice, because Algarve is normally absolutely boiling hot in Portugal. So yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about the track temperature. I'm going to assume around low to low 30 degrees, low to mid 30 degrees maybe, and it should drop quite nicely into the 20s. As for the rain, yeah, I wouldn't worry about it too much. I don't think track temperature matters too much when it's raining. Definitely recommend the Audi for this one. And yeah, avoid the curbs and avoid the white lines, braking, all that kind of stuff on the white line. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the GT3 stuff. Be safe out there, not going to be easy, and yeah, avoid those spins, baby. Next up on the list then, we have the Porsche Cup Series. The Open and Fix are heading to Monza. Yes, you've got that right, they're heading to Monza. Absolutely awesome combination this. Participation levels will be extremely high. Yeah, basically, whenever this combination appears on this service, it's always popular, it's always busy, but do expect lots of carnage. It's so easy to mess up in this race, and yeah, it's just, you know, it's always got a high fatality rate, shall we say, but regardless, it's always good fun if you can survive, and if you do survive, make sure you stay in that slipstream, baby, because slipstream here is absolutely king. Absolutely king. Also, Porsche Cups this season, they have had pretty much a major overhaul. It's not been talked about too much. A completely new tyre model, and the cars themselves just feel quite a bit different from the last couple of seasons. So it'll be a little bit more difficult than the last time we were here, I think. Track temp, expect around 30 to 35 degrees Celsius. So nothing crazy, about halfway through. Not very warm, but not cold either, so just kind of slap bang in the middle. And you don't need to worry about rain in this one either, because even though the Porsche Cups do now support rain, neither of the Open or the Fixed series says there is a chance of rain, so you should be all good. But yeah, like I said, high fatality rate, so do try and survive this one. I don't think you need to, I know it sounds bizarre, but qualifying might not be super important here, which sounds a bit crazy, but I feel like because the fatality rate is so high, as long as you just survive, you'll be okay. Find someone to work with as well. Slipstream, like I keep saying, is king. If you can find someone, push them along, work together, you will do well. You will do well. Lockups are extremely easy to do in this car, especially a track like Monza, so do be wary of that. And yeah, last but not least, just enjoy it. It's a cracking combination, so make sure you go out there, have some fun, and I wish you the best of luck on the Monza battlefield. Alrighty then, next up on the list is the Nur Ring Endurance Championship. Yes, it returns, just a 2-week break, I believe, from the last one. So, same layout, as always, it's the VLN layout. Okay, so slightly shorter than the 24-hour layout. Track temperature around 25 degrees. There's going to be 5 classes in this race, so I'll try and remember: GT3, GT4, TCR, Toyota, and Porsche Cup. So those are your 5 classes. 1 fast repair in this 4-hour race. So it's 4 hours this time. Use it wisely, my friends. Use it wisely. So you do have a fast repair, and sometimes people drive like they do have a fast repair in the back of their mind. They just think, if I crash, it doesn't really matter. So sometimes a little bit more reckless. So do be wary of that. No chance of rain, so there's no chance of rain because the cars in this series do not support it, but as of next season, I believe they will. So there's only, I think, 2 races left at the end of this season. So next season, I think there's only 2 races of this left, and do not be surprised if one of them has rain, because all the cars, I believe, will support it, unless I'm just talking absolute rubbish, but I hope I'm not, but yes, do enjoy it, and yeah, should be a fun endurance race as always. Now, before we end this week's episode of This Week on iRacing, I just want to give an honourable shout-out to the Falcon Tyre Sports Car Challenge. That goes to Interlagos this week, so I think that should be quite fun. Multi-class racing with LMP3s and GT4s there should be a good laugh. And then I believe the PCC, so the Production Car Challenge, goes... where does it go? It goes to VIR. So it goes to VIR, which should be, again, lots of fun. Lots of fun indeed. And also, Formula 4 actually goes to VIR as well. So, again, that should be good laugh. So, plenty of stuff to do on this last week before the dreaded week 13. But as always, I hope you've enjoyed this video and you found it helpful. If you have, please do consider subscribing. Make sure you leave a like on the way out. That's all I ask. But apart from that, enjoy the rest of your week and I'll catch you for the next one. Take care. Ta-da.